Hi guys, I'm Shmee, hello and welcome back to the channel where you join me today in Germany, both in the sunshine and currently in the rain. Very, very odd, but today I am here with Brabus to take a look at the GLE 800. Based on the AMG GLE 63S, it has an injection of power up to 800 horsepower, an injection of luxury with the retrimmed interior, in visual sportiness with the carbon fiber exterior and the larger wheels. And today we're going to take a full look around this new introduction before taking it out onto the roads for a drive to get behind the wheel and see exactly what it's like. So today we're taking a full look at the new Brabus GLE 800. The GLE is a very capable car in its own right, a premium SUV loaded with technology, lots of luxury, practicality, and also pretty handy off-road as well, sitting in the Mercedes-Benz family of SUVs, larger than the GLA and the GLC, smaller than the GLS, of which I recently drove the Maybach version, of course all getting the G in their name from the original off-roader, the G-Wagon, of which we have a Brabus Beast over there. Today though, we're taking a look at this on a particularly bizarre day. We've got clouds, we've got sunshine, we've got rain, it's been pouring just before as you can probably tell, but also the sun's popping out sporadically. It makes no sense at all, but let's explore this, take a full walk around then to go through all of the modifications that Brabus have made to this, from the power upgrades to the visual side with the carbon fiber to the interior, and then get it out onto the roads for a drive to experience what it is like. Now if we start right around the very front, you'll notice a different look to the grille. The AMGs have traditionally now started with this Panamericana style, the vertical slats at the front, carrying through to a number of different versions. Like of the GLE, you have the 53, the 63, and this, the flagship, the 63S. I actually remember when the GLE in its new shape launched a couple of years ago at the New York Auto Show. I filmed the GLE 450 back then the 53, and then the 63s arrived. But Brabus take it even further, opening up the sides of the grille, the carbon fiber inserts, as you can see, more cooling through to the engine with the significant upgrades that they've given it. You've got the double B on the adaptive cruise control sensor up front, the double B logo worn on the bonnet as well, and then you get down towards the lower sections where you have a lot of carbon fiber and a much sportier fascia than the standard car. For example, the carbon flanking around the coolers that you have at the side, the lower carbon lip sitting lower than standard, all finished beautifully with Brabus logos aplenty as you head around, and the sporty flicks at the sides. We've then got the arches sitting on all four corners, housing these very, very large monoblock Z style wheels, painted in the gloss black with the red pinstripe, the Brabus logo at the side, and also the Brabus labelled brake calipers as well, almost with the big wheels. Makes the discs look slightly smaller, whereas against normal sized wheels they do look quite large, believe me. As we come towards the back here, we've got a very nice carbon diffuser finishing with the surrounds, including the new valve controlled exhaust system, which we'll hear plenty of very shortly. Carbon tips, you can make it quieter, you can make it louder, depending exactly how you would like it to be. And if we then come round to take a look inside here, you will see some of the changes that Brabus have made, including the dual tone leather interior, the black and red, the new upgrades to the seat with the quilting and the perforation, the embroideries of the Brabus logo finished with the Brabus fine leather badging. This is their mastic leather, as it's called. It's the softer leather that they offer. Upgrades as well to the steering wheel, the red and black with the 12 o'clock contrast stripe up top, even the floor mats and the pedal set as well, all finished with the Brabus logos. These small details and touches which really make a car that more personal and bespoke. If we open up the engine bay, let's run and have a quick look at that. Brabus entry sills on the doors as well, but come round here because this is where a lot of the magic happens when it comes to Brabus and their work on the engines of these cars, and even the way they're presented with the carbon fiber over the top, the bright red in the center, the plaque as well as to the person who was responsible for building that engine, because this takes the standard 4-litre bi-turbo V8, which would normally offer an already incredible 612 horsepower, and it takes that up to 800 horsepower. It also takes the torque from the standard 850 newton meters to a limited 1000 newton meters, and that's all before you get the Mercedes EQ boost system as well, which in this case offers an additional 22 horsepower and 250 newton meters. This, for quite a large family SUV, offers a lot of performance, big top speeds, plenty of acceleration, and we're going to take it out to have a little experience of exactly what it's like. close the bonnet back on down. But the GLE has the very clever e-active body control, the chassis suspension system that allows it to bounce all over the place and help off-roading if you're getting stuck or anything like that. Inside you've got plenty of space in the back and also in the boot. But let's come on round though, because I think we need to take this on out, hopefully before it pours with rain on us again, although it looks like it might be coming. You never know, these clouds are doing very, very strange things today, as I said. But this is a perfect opportunity to see what this car is all about. We'll get it started up just now. Quite a strange way that it starts, using the EQ system actually to bring it into life. We've got plenty of different driving modes and things we can play with and set during the time out on the road. Sport Plus, you can hear the valves as they open up there. Pretty grumbly. We'll get some temperature in it though and go see what this is like for a drive. It is one of those days where it can't decide if it wants to be bright sunshine or pouring with rain, but nonetheless we'll start in comfort mode, pop it into gear. We've got the 9-speed auto gearbox. We will try out the different driving modes and go for a little bit of fun to see what this is all about. Now, one of the things, of course, being a GLE is it is very much a daily SUV, a car with lots of space behind, have the whole family in here, or just go and cruise without having to really think about it, although you could probably do that with a smaller engine variant than the 63S, let alone the Brabus 800. But where would be the fun in that? So let's head on out then. I noticed the suspension is actually quite firm. There's a little bit of a grumble from behind. Quite a different sound, to be honest, to many of the other AMG models. You get a very, very quick shift out of it. It's a deep grumble, and this is in comfort. We've got a great heads-up display. There's lots of tech inside here. For example, the MBUX, where you can talk to the car, ask it to do various things. All of the safety assistance systems, blind spot monitoring, adaptive cruise control, you name it. Automatic braking, accident assist, just everything, absolutely everything. Heated seats, ventilated seats. It's a very, very comfortable place to be. Obviously you're sat up high in an SUV, good visibility, and it's very quiet and calm. Obviously we've got a lot of standing water on the roads at the moment, which gives us a little bit of background road noise, but it's a gentle place. Cruising like this, no big deal, not too much to worry about. If we turn it up then into sport mode, drops the gear, doesn't get noticeably louder yet. I think probably the exhaust valves open when you then go into Sport Plus, and things will, yes, start to get a little bit grumblier in the background. We've got a few controls in the central console. For example, if I want to pop it into manual and start downshifting, that's fun. We've also got the extended carbon shift pedals here from Brabus as well, but I think for just crawling through a little town for the moment, we will take it nice and easily. And to be honest, if this was back in comfort mode and we're in automatic, that's totally calm, chill, gentle driving experience. And this is the thing with an AMG model. You have such different characters from when you want it to be a comfortable daily, and the suspension in this has so much variation in what it can offer, through to the other end of the spectrum. If you're on a nice twisty road and you want to enjoy it there, you can have a lot of fun on that side of things too. And I will go now and try and find somewhere to open it up a little bit more. While crawling through town, the car often has the little graphic on the dashboard which is telling you that you have cylinder deactivation, so running on 4 cylinders as opposed to all 8, being nice and efficient. I am actually, now that we're on a slightly twisty road and back in the sunshine as it happens, going to turn it up into, let's go into Sport Plus and let's go back into manual just to enjoy this slightly more dynamically. It is quite a firm ride, I do have to say, but it's also quite fun that it gives you that amount of grumble without having to get a complete move on. Now at this stage I have not put my foot down. We know that this is in fact a very, very fast machine. It's also quite a nice sounding machine, in fact. Yeah, easily enough already to tell that this has a lot to give if we could find somewhere nice to enjoy it. That's more like it. But now we have this bizarre situation of a bit of sunshine and plenty of rain as well, because that's just the way these things like to go. Anyway, we've got a nice bit of tarmac up ahead of us to enjoy a little bit more of this, but to be honest, it's not a car you get in and you want to drive at Mach 10. I mean, I'm sure down the Autobahn, which is obviously where something like this is right at home, it would be totally epic because it would be very calm, very quiet, and happily do so at the best part of 200 miles an hour, 300 kilometers an hour or so. But driving like this, you don't really want to go at Mach 10. I mean, yeah, you can. and it absolutely hauls, but you don't need to. You don't need to, and I think the character of it isn't one to go straight down that path. Steering is actually quite nicely weighted. Decent amount of feel and heft to it. Obviously four-wheel drive, so despite the fact that it's a little bit greasy today, not an issue when you're driving something like this. This is one of those cars that you can use for your everyday errands, and then just every now and then, when you want a little bit more fun from it, do a little bit of this, drop down some gears, hold it through a corner, rides fairly flat as well. It's actually quite enjoyable. I do think it's very much at the firm end, even if we turn it back down to comfort. And of course you can set all of these things up depending exactly how you'd like to have it in terms of gearbox, suspension, steering feel, all sorts of different settings that go along with that. Exhaust sound, if it's balanced or powerful. I'm going to pop it back into automatic and just let the car do its thing, because to be honest, I think that's where it excels the most. Feel some of the weight of it over some of these bumps. Obviously the GLE is not exactly a lightweight car to begin with, but it's just a nice cruise. For a little bit of fun, we are currently on a runway. Now I will point out, having checked the tyre pressures, they are currently at 3 bar, along with being 24-inch wheels, hence why the ride is at the firm end. You could soften that, but that is of course to do with being able to be driven at high speed. So if I put my foot down, okay, there's the kick. When you get about halfway through the rev range is where this car starts giving you everything. Up to that point, it's a little bit at the conservative end, and it's certainly looking like it's about to get pretty gloomy again, but let's just spin around. And from a standstill, if I pop it up into Sport Plus and do this properly, we'll be able to enjoy it a little bit more. So in Sport Plus, still in auto, let's hold the brake, give it some power, and go. Yeah, when it picks up, it really picks up. Okay, that's a bit what I was missing before. That is a little bit more like it. The downshifts are cool as well. Okay, there we go. I can tell you with absolute certainty that the rain is coming. It is looking pretty gloomy over that way, but given we're here, let's take a better look at this then in the Brabus GLE 800, the AMG GLE 63S. A bit of a tongue twister. This is the full GLE, but of course you can also have the GLE Coupe, which has a slightly more sloped roofline, a little bit less room in the back, but a slightly sportier look overall. But inside here, a very nice level of equipment. The carbon fiber trims, for example, even already the factory leathers over the top rolls, for example, are very nice to begin with. The full MBUX with the large screens and all of your different settings and infotainment and just about everything you could possibly want, to be honest. Even AMG Track Pace, where it manages your lap times, and the AMG performance charts and apps and everything else. So much in here that you can play with and control, and also the driver's side of the dashboard that you can configure as well. And you can see the tyre pressures are up at the moment. You use the touch sensor on the left side to go through this and to, for example, change your appearance or whatever else it might be that you would like to have the car showing you, even down to the different settings there, as you can see, because we have the car currently in Sport Plus. And in fact, if we just open the door very, very quickly, take a little listen to this. It cracks away, limited to revs when you're at a standstill now. That's all you can get, up to 4,000 RPM. Where was I? Talking about the controls. Obviously left side is cruise control, right side is your multimedia, your lights, your seat positions, your seat ventilation, heating, windows, mirrors, button down here to do the power fold tailgate, your lock and unlock inside the door handle. The floor mats are looking very nice in the center. The air conditioning vents, this was the style of dashboard introduced for the GLE. In the center here, this actually works pretty well as your armrest. This opening with the ambient lighting in it as well. Works really well. Touch control pad to write on or interact with it, some hotkeys around, your dynamic mode selector here if you'd rather use that than this, but in reality you're always going to use the touch button here, which you can pop into individual or rotate to go through different modes, little armrest pad as well. You can raise and lower the suspension. By default, the Brabus car sits 2.5 centimeters lower than the standard. You've got your suspension control, your exhaust button, traction, and popping it into manual as well. In the armrest, press of the button, decent-ish storage here, USB port as well. But we're going to go take a look at the back too, because there's a lot going on back there. In fact, let's just turn it off for the moment and go take a quick look at what we do have back here. Obviously, as I said, practical car, lots of space. Currently have the middle armrest down where you can have the tablet in the middle, a little bit more storage. This opens up as well, storage bin, or you can close that back into place, fold the different sides of the seat, whatever it might be that you want. You've got a cup holder back here, which can change between heating and cooling. You've got your climate control vents. This is actually an LED display that illuminates, and you've got your monitors on the back of the headrests as well, if you want to have the infotainment and various bits of controls and things running through those. And then, of course, we have a very large amount of space back here as well. One press, power fold tailgate, opens up, still new, waiting for the film to be taken off. But back here, you've got your controls with the air suspension to raise and lower it to make it easier to lift things in. You've got a storage cubby, you can fold the seats, split 40, 20, 40, and then this just makes life a little bit easier. You can actually press the button and these seats electronically fold. You just do this, and I say this, yep, there we go. That folds on forwards. Very nice and easy to get a flat load back here, or reverse the process, pull it back into place, and obviously you can take out this parcel shelf that sits across the back as well. But all very nice and easy to operate and manage in the GLE, which, like I said, is also very capable off-road as it is on-road. Today, just a quick experience to take it out for a local ride around here. Pretty cool with the Brabus sign in the background, and then of course a blast down the runway to get a first experience for the GLE 800. No doubt this thing has a lot of power. If you want a smooth ride, you probably don't want to go as big as 24-inch wheels that are fully inflated for driving on the Autobahn at full speed. And while I would have loved to have done that today, the weather conditions kind of had other ideas. In fact, it looks very, very gloomy over that way. So I'm rather pleased to have returned back to base as and when we have. Of course, this looks pretty cool. As I said, it's a way of having a family car that also is something fairly exciting as well. This, though, with the fully loaded specification, as you see, the base GLE is a €150,000 car. In this case, the full car plus all of the modifications by Brabus as we have them here, with something very noisy in the background. This whole package, as you see it, is €299,000, including all of the performance upgrade, the suspension, the wheels, all of the exterior carbon fiber, and the interior modifications as well to the GLE 63S. Now, today has been fun to have a first experience then in the Brabus GLE 800. I hope you've enjoyed the video, a full look at the car that they have just introduced. And as always, a big thanks for watching. Your support is really appreciated, and a thanks to Brabus for the opportunity to come and take this for a drive. That's it for now, though. Thanks again, guys, and I'll see you very soon. Cheers.